And we want to welcome all the senators or guests that are online. So we're going to call the meeting to order at, let me get my watch ready, 3:01 p.m. And looking just towards both parliamentarian and secretary, we do have quorum. Wonderful. The quorum has been established, so we can conduct. Jessica did send out the minutes from February. All senators should have had a chance to review them. Does anyone have any questions, comments about the minutes from February's meeting? Wonderful. All those in favor to approve the February minutes, say aye. Oh, motion. Oh, I'm sorry. Who would like to move to approve the February minutes? Thank you, Senator Bellon. Second, Senator Epps. Wonderful. All right. All in favor to approve the February minutes, say aye. All those opposed, say nay or no. Wonderful. The ayes have it. Okay. So we are going to jump into updates. And the first update that I wanted to give before we go into our celebrate, collaborate, and innovate is that, and we have a lot of good updates today and excited for our guest speakers and everyone. But what I wanted to share is that right now in the state of higher education, we are seeing a lot of uncertainty, right? We are entering a time where we are not sure, especially I'm thinking of our research grant staff, our time limited staff. I'm thinking of just general staff roles, right? That we have full-time and part-time. And it is something that Chris and I specifically have been meeting with our advisors and talking about, and something that we want to keep you guys abreast of things that are coming down the pipeline and that we should be aware of. And the biggest advice that I do get is if we are not seeing and reading the tea leaves of what's happening on a federal level, you're missing the mark if you're not thinking it might not come to a state level. So when we are thinking about remote work, right? That could be something, and I do know that that is something that we are starting to look back at, telecommuting on this campus. What does that mean? How does that work? That is something that is starting to be looked at. Right now, the update for you all is that they are looking just at roles, right, that are more external, so out of South Carolina, and they're starting there to make sure that are they mission critical works for where they are and how and where they're working and what they're doing in their positions, right? And at that point, and that's just where HR is at right now, working with the institution, figuring that out. Same with, go ahead. Yes.
You mean
apologies. Yes, where people are physically working is where they're looking at anyone that is physically out of state. And is it mission critical to their position to be out of state working? We do know that that is starting to happen. We don't want to cause, right, a lot of chaos or questions, but that is just something that, right, we look at the federal government, we're seeing what's happening then in the state government. And so, and then how it trickles down into the higher education world and what that means for us. Same with grants. We know that there is a lot going on with grants. I know that Julius Fredrickson, the VP of Research, did post a video. It was posted in the USC Today. That was on Monday, just about what's happening and then what we're keeping an eye on. It is really important in these times to be as informed as you can be and what is happening on a federal level and a state level. And at that point, it is where you can work and talk with your leadership to say, hey, what's happening with, right, XYZ. And that is where, as a senator, these are opportunities, right, for you all to connect with your leadership, but then to also ask what is happening, how can we support, where we can support, and what can we anticipate. And I think that that's really critical to our staff body for doing so much at this institution and how we navigate during these transitional and sometimes abruptly shifting times. And so I did want to just open up for any questions that people might have in an update like this. If there's anything, oh, actually, I'm so sorry, Robin. Yep, I apologize. Yes.
Like make it work and be remote. Anybody?
We had a couple of hands up.
Not here.
Senator Lee.
If you work off campus like a work day, remote work day a couple times a week, if that's been remote, not officially. Do it?
Not yet, but there's been talk about it.
Yeah, I think I had a good talk with Carol, our Vice President Carolina Gardy. And right, it's the flexible scheduling with your supervisor. That is something that we still encourage and we want to still happen. Now, the formal, we are not sure where that's going to go, formal agreements that are made, but it's one of those, we're working on it. Chris Burkett, our Vice President, does sit on the Policy Advisory Committee for the university. Telecommuting, one is a policy. And so we are going to be keeping our eyes and ears to that through Senator Burkett with what we're doing and how we're navigating. But it is so important, yeah, to look at what's happening. Now, I'm sure there's dialogues, especially if there are high groups in here that are a high magnitude of people that are remote. I think that that's something that you should be talking with leadership about and asking what's happening. Yes, Senator Lee.
Just nowhere in any talks about changing remote work, any talk about productivity or, operational needs or anything. So just,
Yeah, I think we need.
really other than just-
Yep.
And we're not really ready to talk about what it actually is. We're gonna get back to-
Yep.
I feel like we can, be informed.
I would just challenge back. I think you talking with leadership and using your voice for what are some options and solutions, right? Especially if your workforce is very remote oriented. But yeah, I think there's things that have to be put in place too, right, for our staff. And any concerns that you all do have, please connect with VP Burkett about this, because he then can represent your voice as we go through the policy committee and talk about where we're headed. Yes, Senator Denisi.
Announced rationale behind this. Out of state.
I want to say it's coming from the higher state house looking at employment and getting numbers of employment. And then we haven't had anything formally put out there, no, but I think the bigger pieces they're looking at is their space where they're located for work. Is it mission critical to what they're doing for their work?
Has there any talk about hiring freezes?
I've not heard anything at this moment about any hiring freezes. Thank you.
I will say that there are some colleges, departments, units that are doing some pauses in hiring, not necessarily suspending or canceling it, but just kind of waiting for, especially with all the uncertainty with NIH grants, being funded, not being funded, what percentage. So I have heard some of that, again, not canceling searches or not hiring, just sort of waiting to see. There will be budget implications to all that. What are those implications?
Yep. And we're going to try to stay as upfront and transparent with you all as we discuss with leadership and talk about what's happening. But it is important to take note of what's happening on the federal level and the state level and how it affects in higher education institutions, and specifically South Carolina State House and how it affects us as a state workforce. And so that is something that I know is on the top of my mind. It does keep me up, and it's something that I hope you talk with your leadership or start having topics and discussions with leadership and your constituents about some of these bigger things that are happening. Cool. And we're happy, right? Always offline if you want to have any conversations as well. I did want to say a big thank you to Senator Whitney Esau. She has moved along to a new role and outside the institution. And so Senator Brandon Brown is going to be representing the School of Medicine Columbia campus from now until June, once June 30th and then ends. But Senator Brown could not be with us today, and he is just really excited to step in this role. We were able to have a mini senator orientation with him, and he will be here next month to see you all and be with the group. And so we're excited to have him. I did want to yield some of my time to just have our staff ombudsperson, Robin Peace, come up and just share a few sentiments with you.
Well, thank you, Megan. I just want to do a shout out. Hi, I always want to be here physically, but that's not always possible for a variety of reasons, including terrific rain and little parking like last month. But if I can't come physically here, I am online. So please know that I'm paying attention and that I want to work with you as much as I can in my informal capacity. I am available. Another reminder, I am available to meet with anyone and everyone. If you're a little nervous about this time, you can come and have a chat with me. Our conversations are confidential. I'm not a therapist, but I am aware of organizational change and what that's like. And so I'm always, if there are certain concerns you want to express, and I can begin to put some patterns to those concerns and take them informally up the chain, you could utilize the staff ombuds office as another vehicle. I think overall the best place is the staff senate, but sometimes people prefer a more private confidential conversation. So please know I still have a lot of time on my calendar. I'm not overwhelmed yet. So please encourage your folks to come. And finally, I'm always willing to do a presentation, an introduction to your work unit if that would be helpful as well. So thanks a lot. Thanks, Megan.
You. And please utilize Robin. If you all have not asked Robin to come into your, whether it's unit, department, or division meeting that you all have already preset or pre-planned, talk with your leadership about that as well, to have her come in. I think it's essential that staff know about this confidential, informal, neutral, impartial resource that we have on campus. And it is something that our body actually was able to advocate and bring on for the staff experience. And so that's really critical, because it's not a staff going to employee relations. They're going to the staff ombuds person first to understand their options and how to navigate situations, right? And yeah, excited to have Robin here. So thank you for being here today. So Carolina Gardy was going to be here to share the staff awards presentation. So I am doing it on her behalf. She is sick at home. And so if she's tuning in, I hope you're feeling better. This has been a wild, sick season. So I hope you all are taking care of yourselves and your family and friends, but excited though to share the USC staff awards update. And Ashley Dantzler, where are you at? Shout out. And Chris Burkett. Myself served on this committee with 3 vice presidents to really look at the staff awards. We've been talking about it, but now we're excited to share next steps of what is happening this semester for staff awards. And it's called Staff Excellence Awards. So we've had an award program for the past few years, really designed 3 years ago, but then starting off right. Last year is the first official. And the president this past year, that was the one part when I met with him and he said, what are you all looking for? And for me, it was retention and recognition was a big focus for the efforts of Staff Senate this year. And so with that, he said, well, let's do it, right? And so that is where the Staff Senate award ceremony came out. So as I mentioned, we had our 6 representatives that came together very rapidly and met very frequently over a 4-month time period to get it to him by the beginning of January, so that he could present this to cabinet and get approved, which it did. So there are 10 awards, and really these 10 awards, let me see how many. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Woo. So Excellence in Customer Service Award, Excellence in the Student Experience Award, Excellence in Innovation Award, Commitment to People. This was a big one, as we did not want this to just be positional, right, with managers. We wanted it to be that anyone could get a Commitment to People award. Excellence in Collegiality Inclusion Award, Gamecock Spirit Award, Excellence in Collaboration Award, Rising Star Award, Legacy of Excellence Award, Excellence in Community Impact Award. So the eligibility. So this is for, right, we as Staff Senate represent the Columbia campus staff, Palmetto College. Terrence, where are you at? Right over there. So Palmetto College and School of Medicine. So we got Brandon, and then where's Naishika? Awesome. And so it is open to those Columbia campus, Palmetto College and School of Medicine, Columbia and Greenville. And you have to have at least 1 year of service at USC. And it is for full-time RGP and time-limited positions, but no temporary or contract employees are eligible for these awards. So April 1st to April 16th are going to be the nomination period. So it is a quick 2-week period about to open up. And I'm going to show you the website. So there is a landing page, and there actually will be a reception the week of that we're going to have our staff appreciation day. So Monday, the 19th, we're going to have the award ceremony, and it's going to be in the Capstone Conference or Capstone Campus Room on May 19th. And then that Thursday is going to be our staff appreciation day at the university. So Chris Burkett was able to bring up our vice president and say, why not make this a staff appreciation week? So we are going to have a staff appreciation week and at USC, and we are really excited. We're going to work with our communications team to push that out as well. But that way your college, your department, your unit can figure out how do y'all want to spend staff appreciation week. But really important for these awards is just acknowledging that it is a short window to submit nominations and to help elevate those colleagues and constituents that you have and the great work that they're doing to either of those 10 awards, right? And so I would love, to see representation of all areas. So please take this upon yourself, put it on your calendar to write nominations, to encourage, if you have meetings coming up, to share about this. We'll be sure to send this in our minutes as well. We are going to have a review committee, and we have our Senator Janae Epps is going to sit on that committee on behalf of Staff Senate, as well as Vice President Burkett to represent Staff Senate, as well as then 3 other peoples from the university that are going to be a part of the selection committee for the award winners. And then each award is going to be a plaque and a one-time cash award of $3,000 per award. It's incredible. And it's happening this semester. And so this is the actual QR code. I'll let y'all look at it, and I'll send the link on Teams to you all after as well, or put this in, but this will take you to the awards page. And again, the nominations on the form or on the webpage will be live on April 1, and it is not an April Fool's. And so please go ahead and make sure that your constituents know about this, your leadership know about this. It is just so important. And some have, the Rising Star Award and the Legacy Award, right? It's about years of service at that point. So you can see some of the criteria for those 2 awards, but all the others are pretty open for staff. And we're really excited for it. Yeah, do you guys have any questions? I think
Because
it's
this
an
is
open door.
a university cannot
Yeah.
award by us. Anybody's eligible.
Anyone's eligible.
You meet
Okay.
the criteria listed there. When we had our staff senate award, we asked the staff senators not.
Okay.
Yes, so it is eligible for anyone to be able to receive this award as long as you meet that criteria. And please, you can look on the webpage. I think another part of our award process is about what the award is about, and then what they're looking for in the award. That is on the webpage. So make sure if you're writing nominations, encourage people to speak towards what you see that they're looking for with that award, right? That's a big nudge, hint, hint, yes.
Our email.
Alex, my communications team. Okay. I think so. I want to say Caroline is working with University Communications as well, and I don't want to speak there. I want to say she has a plan there too.
Oh, sure.
We'll check. And then congratulations to our new exec board for the 2025-2026 year. We have formally, the votes came in, executive committee was able to approve, and here we are presenting the new exec committee to you all for next year. So very excited for the new leadership and just to carry on the great work that this body is doing. All right, collaborate. Lots of opportunities to collaborate. And one of those is search committees. So something I really want to push with y'all is if you have search committees going on, especially high level search committees, so higher level positions, right? Top leadership positions, we should have you all or someone that represents staff senate, a staff member period, but staff senate representation at those tables. And so please talk with your leadership. If you're in your area, you do not have, like you are not a part of it, or staff senate has not been invited to have a seat. But it is so critical that staff have a voice, especially in higher leadership positions. There's a few happening around campus, but want to make sure that that is noted out there and that you all know that we should have a seat at the table. And it is important that we advocate with our voice that we have that seat at the table. President Amarides will come speak to us at the April meeting. We have sent the questions ahead of time to him. Thank you all for the thoughtful, very critical and in-depth questions that you submitted. I think it's going to be a rich and robust conversation. It is something that we will have to send another RSVP link out. So Jessica, thank you. And we will send another RSVP for you to sign up, but as well as if you want to bring anyone. My thoughts is if you do have someone you want to tap, especially we will talk about open seats for next year's staff senate body. Please bring someone just so that they can, and they just sit in the open seats that we have, one, to be in the room to hear what the president's saying, but two, to see the experience that you all have as senators, especially if you're 10 years over, if you've had 2 terms. Another point, and I'll pass this to our staff policy and well-being, but they can talk a little bit more, but we are in working collaboration right now with campus recreation. We have people reaching out to staff senate, and so also through you all, and any kind of, doesn't matter how little, how big ideas are, we want to explore. And so if there's ways to enhance the staff experience, that's what it's about. And so we had a really wonderful dialogue that Cami and Jason can share when they give their announcements. So I'm going to move into the impact. So collaborate. How many people were at Imagine Carolina for staff a couple years ago? Wow, not many. Okay. So when the president first started at the university, he did an Imagine Carolina session for students, faculty, and staff. This is where we were in basically like, it felt like a conference, right? A half-day experience is right in here. Yeah, right up here in this area. Enclosed hip, and we were able to actually talk about in focus groups, essentially, what are the big priorities of staff? Like, what do staff want to focus on? What is important to us? What do we need to be, what do we need the president and administration to be aware of? Well, they're doing that not in a formal setting like that again, but they're using this survey in that way. So the impact South Carolina survey, or the employee engagement survey that I've mentioned a couple times, that's going to happen now March 17th to the 31st. And it is going to be the only time that they're getting all full-time staff voice on the experience of staff at USC until 3 years later. So it starts in the first year, and then it'll be our benchmark, and we're going to use that moving forward. This is mission critical to our, oh, thank you, Jason. This is mission critical to what we do in Staff Senate, as this is the data that's going to help propel what we focus on, how we focus on it for the next few years. If you can, on behalf of Staff Senate, please encourage your constituents to take this survey. The survey results will then be distributed in an aggregate way to your leadership. And they will also learn and know what is happening in how, right, the engagement levels and perceptions are in those respective areas. Very, very aggregate in clumps, but they're going to get that data, and then they're going to have an obligation to help work on it. So championing this, so you can see some of the topics that they're going to ask you in the survey as the benchmark. There are so many different areas, and it's going to take about 8 to 20 minutes to complete based off, there's 2, I think, open-ended questions in the survey that you can share your thoughts. It might take a little longer. This is from Modern Think, which is the collaborating organization that's hosting the survey. They actually do host the 2025 Great Colleges to Work For, and they benchmark and do comparisons. So this is also something that we're going to look at as an institution. So it ensures your confidentiality. That's really important. It is a third party away from USC. So, and then we want these results to be a baseline, and then it will help shape the institutional priorities on how we shift, especially for the staff experience. So it'll split it up faculty and staff, but your leadership is going to get, obviously, if you have both faculty and staff in your unit, they'll get the breakdown of both and as a whole, but it's really important to know that it's confidential, but it's so important to take. This is where the website, it will take you to the website. And so it's your voice. And we want to make sure constituents share what they have going on. March 17th is another big day for our membership committee. So I'm excited for them. So March 17th is just a wonderful day in general. St. Patrick's Day too. It's a holiday, you're right. But we will share this information out. With that, I'm now going to shift my time to invite our two guest speakers from employee well-being as well as student health services within the pharmacy unit. And so I'm going to invite Amanda Castles up with the employee well-being unit, and then Wendy, Chiles up with the pharmacy unit. So let's give them a round of applause. Welcome them up.
Well, I'm Amanda Castles. I'm the Director of Employee Wellbeing. It's nice to be here in person with you. Like Robin, I'm typically tuned in on Teams to your meetings, and then I also joined the Staff Policy and Wellbeing Committee in an advisory role as well. So it's nice to be here in person. We are really quickly approaching the 1-year anniversary of us establishing employee wellbeing as a department, which was a big part of advocacy from this group. So I personally am grateful to this group for that. And then we are roughly about 3 to 4 months into being staffed as an office. So we've made a lot of progress. We still have a lot of things that we are working on, but I did want to highlight some of those updates for you today. Ultimately, our goal is to offer comprehensive training, programming, resources, and services to the faculty and staff on our campus so that we're able to enhance the overall well-being of our employees. If you've ever heard me talk before, I'm sure you have heard me plug this benefit, and this benefit here is really still here because of this group at this point. So if you're on the state health plan, you get a free health screening every calendar year. And we offer those for you right here on campus in the Center for Health and Wellbeing. And we've actually just recently expanded that to Monday through Friday. So every morning from 8 to 9, appointments are available. You can schedule that through your My Health Space account, and that will check all the main things that your doctor is probably wanting to monitor on an annual basis. So your glucose, your cholesterol, we'll also do a blood pressure check in that. So I can tell you from experience, if you let your doctor run these in your office, that bill's coming back to you for probably $300 to $400. So take the free option. You'll get your results back in your My Health Space account. You can print them out and take them with you to your doctor, and you will save a lot of money. So if you hear nothing else I say today, make sure you don't leave this benefit sitting on the table. Also, thanks to Cami, one of our main partners here. This group came from Staff Senate's the Gamecocks Caregiver Network. This support group's been really exciting to watch develop since the fall. And so this QR code will take you to an interest list that will get you to our next meeting, which is this close to being finalized. But I'm really excited because we've been working with HR and benefits to get a presentation on how you navigate FMLA and leave time, specifically in the role of a caregiver. And so they will be at our April meeting, and they're going to do that presentation. So if you fill out this interest form, you'll get that next meeting invite for that. And because that support group has been so successful, we are ready to launch our second one, which is a grief support group. This group hopes to launch this Thursday. I will tell you that right now, I think there's like 1 person signed up. So we might push this one to April, but either way, if you fill out this registration form, we will get you connected. In that first meeting, it will be on Microsoft Teams virtually. So if you are somebody looking even just to hear from others, if you're not ready to share about a grief journey, it can be a spot for you to find some support from others in a similar spot. The next program that we're going to launch is a Wellbeing Champions program. And so we'll host an info session coming up in April on the 16th. You all might not want to be the champion because you probably already are devoting a lot of time through your role in Staff Senate, but perhaps someone else in your department who is interested in sharing well-being. We've seen this happen before. If your department already has a employee engagement or staff development, some kind of committee in your area, it might make sense for that group to be a part of champions. But ultimately our goal is to find a liaison from a department who can help us share some of our programming and come directly out into your department for things that are unique to what you guys are looking for. So that info session will kick off on April 16th. And then just to tease a couple of things that are coming very, very soon, we will be adding some more appointment-based services, including a wellness coaching program. So if you have health and wellness related goals, you can meet with a coach one-on-one for some accountability and setting some plans there. The third support group is in development to support those of us who are parents in the workplace. And then June is National Employee Wellness Month. And so we are working, especially with our friends in campus recreation, but also across campus to kind of give you a full schedule of activities for the month of June that will be taking place all month long. And then if you are not already on our monthly newsletter, that's going to be the best way to know when we are adding new services and programs. And so this QR code will take you there. If you are already on it, just helps to share that with your constituents to make sure, because we are slowly growing that list to everyone. Yeah.
Share the email. Well, somebody in one of the things that y'all are doing, one of the programs.
Yeah.
But there's nowhere on it, if I share an email, there's nowhere on it where they can go.
Yes.
sign
So
up for the newsletter.
we have a link to this form on our website right now. We are currently using the free option of the newsletter. And so we are doing a very just manual subscription list to it. So it doesn't let you add it the way other newsletters do. Hopefully we'll be there soon, but there is a link to this on our website as well, where you could direct people. Yes. Yeah. Perfect. All right. That's what I have. I'll also stick around. So if you want to have, oh yeah.
In addition to the state comprehensive blood panel, do you still offer the additional tests at charge for like
Yes.
thyroid, liver?
Yes, there's still a couple of tests that you can add on an additional fee to that. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm doing it. Do you do that like when you show up? Is that part of something?
Yes, anything that you want to add on, you'll do that at the time of your appointment. Yeah, perfect. Thanks. Okay, well, I'm going to turn it over to Wendy, but I'll be around if you have questions afterwards. And we also are very happy to come out to your departments if you want to do something specific for your area. Thanks.
I am with the Center for Health and Wellbeing. And before we get started, I want to ask a question. How many of you here know that we have a full service pharmacy on campus? That's more than I thought. A lot of people. Yeah, well, and even our students, they don't realize that we have a pharmacy on campus, and it is a full service pharmacy. We are located in the Center for Health and Wellbeing building on the second floor. And we've been here a long time. So established in 1981. And I actually think it was a little bit earlier than that, but that's as far as I could go back to look at a board of pharmacy permit. We are conveniently located. We are across from the Russell House, right next to the library. So convenient to students and employees. We serve students, faculty, and staff. Our services include anything a regular pharmacy would include. CVS, Walgreens, we do the same thing. The only thing we won't do is we promise we will answer your phone calls. You don't have to go through a long phone tree. And you're able to talk to someone and not leave a message. We have over-the-counter medications. Both our over-the-counter and prescription medications can be ordered next day. So if there's ever anything that you need, just let us know. We can order it for you. We provide medication counseling. I staff the pharmacy as well. I have one other pharmacist, and we have 3 certified technicians there. So really fully staffed. And then we can also do easy prescription transfers. So if you wanted to use our pharmacy, just call, let us know. We'll call your pharmacy and transfer the prescriptions over to us. So why should you use our pharmacy? Well, we have affordable prices on our prescriptions and on our over-the-counter medications. As a matter of fact, during the summertime, when we're very slow, because all the students are gone, one of our projects is to make sure that our medications, especially over-the-counter medications, are comparable to the CVS and Walgreens near us. And if it's comparable, then we try to go a little bit lower to provide the best price that we can provide for our customers. We take most major insurance plans. Of course, we take the employee plan through Blue Cross Blue Shield. However, we do not take Medicare or Medicaid. We offer an app on the App Store or Google Play where you can download that and manage your refills. There's no waiting. So if you go ahead and send your refill in, we'll go ahead and fill it for you, and then we'll let you know when it's ready through a text message. But if you want to come over and see us, absolutely can. We have free 30-minute parking in the Bull Street garage right behind our building. So once you come in, pay for a prescription, leave. As long as you're there less than 30 minutes, you show your receipt to the attendant and you will be let out of the garage. We also have a drug take-back box. That box is located on the second floor, just to the right of the Welcome Center. So if you have expired medications or medications that you're no longer using for any reason, the safest way to do it versus flushing it or sending it down the sink is to use one of these boxes. And we have that available as long as our building is open. There are some things you cannot put in there, like any sharps or aerosols, lotions, liquids, those types of things. And then the last point here is why you should really use our pharmacy is that we are planning to do on-campus delivery. And that is on the way. So that makes it even a little bit more convenient because then we can deliver right to your office. Also with on-campus delivery, we are sending surveys out. They're going to start April 1st. So if you get a survey, please fill it out, send it back to us just to let us know if you're interested and different things that you want to see with our campus delivery. Contact lenses? No, we don't. When our building was constructed, it was the pharmacy on one side and it was supposed to be an eye center on the other side. The eye center never made it. So if you have any questions or if you need any more information, you can visit us at our building. We're open 8:30 to 5, Monday through Friday. You can call us and we'll answer by the second or third ring. Or you can go to our website and get some information there. And I will be around as well if you have any additional questions. I have some cards here that has some information on it and our QR code that you can scan. And just reach out, let me know. I'll be happy to have you as one of our pharmacy customers.
I learned a lot. I don't know about y'all, but that was amazing. Thank you all for being here. All right, now we are going to move from our co-chairs and chairs of committees just on updates and relevant information. So let's start with membership. You got it. These are all the open seats here.
Yes. All right. Ready, want to start? You want to start? Yeah.
It's election time, y'all.
Yes, nominations for staff senate. Oh, I thought you were telling me.
No.
Okay, start, March 17th, and they run through March 24th. And the application will be open if you want to self-nominate, I guess you can use the application for March 17th. Or those that were nominated will get a link to the application, and that will run until the end of March, March 31st.
Elections are going to open and the campaigning begins on April the 14th and they close actually on April the 28th. So we do have 39 seats that are available and 24 different areas. So the nominations open on March 17th. So you guys, that 2 years went by very fast. So
Sure you nominate.
any questions? Timeline? Anything? Everybody's excited? Oh, you got a question? I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but if you don't have anybody in your area, then I think if you want to continue on, that's possible. But normally you should have a year break before you can run again. But if nobody's in your area running, then correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm gonna, where's my bylaws, folks?
So I think the bylaws, said you have to have a break. You can't. it's not-
Okay.
You can serve two years consecutive, right, and then you have to take a year off and start again.
Not.
Yeah,
So you could serve 4 years,
take a break.
take a break for 1 year,
And then come back,
and then
and
come
then come
back.
back.
And if you wanted to stay in your role, you have to nominate yourself and all of do that. So if you've served your 2 years and you want to run another 2 years, you can do that.
And just really critical to look at the timeline, it's just a week of nominations. And then after nominations close, so it's self-nominations or nominating others. After that nomination time period closed, then it's completing your application to be on the ballot for your respective area. And that ends on March 31st.
Yes.
Cool. So we have, how many is it? It's probably,
There are 39
39.
open seats, which is more than half.
oh yeah, we have a body of 48, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's 24 different areas. Yeah.
So it's a big year.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of new people.
So if you are feeling, yeah, if your time's up, if you've served 2 terms, I see Michelle nodding. I see Janae nodding. Please tap a soul that you feel, right, would enjoy. This is such an incredible professional development opportunity. This is such a wonderful connection to each other as colleagues on campus. And if you ever need someone to come in and entice, please let me know. I'm happy to come talk with people too, or talk at your meetings, but it's just so critical for our body, right, to be sustained and represent all the voices. So please tap those and encourage those to go out for roles in the staff senate. We need people now more than ever, especially with everything happening in our world, and just to make sure our voice is always heard. So.
I have a quick question. Who exactly when is on voting? I apologize.
Nominations open on the 17th. The campaign starts on the 14th of April.
April
April
14th.
14th.
So that's when the election opens, is the
Yeah.
14th through the 28th.
So you can nominations start on the 17th. So if you want to nominate somebody, nominate yourself.
Which is Monday,
Yes,
so
Yeah.
be on it. What date the nominations close?
on the 24th, March 24th.
So it's a full week, so the next Monday.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a great question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you guys have cross collaborative partnerships with staff across campus and there's a seat open, there's many seats open for all of our units. Please, nominate them to represent their area. That would be wonderful. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. All right, communications committee, come on down.
I did something. We interviewed Angela and Lena on Friday for the staff senate history video, and they were so great. And we just had one big yap session for an hour, and it was really good. So my office is working on the edit of it, so it'll be the squishy deadline is end of March. So that's when we hope to premiere it, maybe in the April meeting. But we will be taking all of the good tidbits and making some smaller videos of the history and why to join and accomplishments and things, and updating the website with that. So super excited and super inspired to hear the history, and that it really just started with Angela wanting to create a senate and wondering why there wasn't a staff voice for things. So feeling lucky that we have our voice now and can make some changes. So this is really our big update, and catch it hopefully next month.
Yeah, exciting. All right, staff policy and well-being.
So we got a handful of updates we'll share with y'all. So as far as RGP grievance process transparency, we were able to meet with Molly Pirano, and due to CR 1.00, which applies to all USC community members, we're going to be able to see about RGP rights and how they relate to the overall USC population. For Title IX in the Civil Rights Office, they'll be working with RGP employees to identify what options they may have, and also with the university's research office, which will notify the appropriate federal agencies. The next steps for RGPs, we're going to look to update offer letters so that the language is strengthened there. For employee well-being, I think we may have mentioned this last time, lactation spaces are back on the university's website if you have young children for those locations. The last one that I'll share is email access for postdocs. Something Travis off of our committee had brought forward. We're gathering support from Faculty Senate, MCEC, Research, and Public Health to find solutions there, and perhaps a forwarding system to kind of help avoid confusion with affiliate statuses. And lastly, we're trying to do our homework by reaching out to Coastal and Clemson to see what they're doing to handle this situation.
Following up on what Megan introduced earlier about the collaboration with Campus Recreation about mental health spaces, she was contacted and invited me to a meeting with the director of Campus Rec, Jim W. I don't know how to say that name. I'm really sorry, Jim, if you're here. I'll learn to discuss the option of mental health spaces on campus for staff and faculty. He is open to identifying spaces in his areas, potentially Blatt, Strom, etc. Still, it's kind of a very early in the work, so don't hold us to it quite yet. But he's experienced with these types of spaces, and he also has a colleague named John, who that's his whole job is to design these for universities. And the colleague John is coming late this month, so we're hoping to meet with all of us together to kind of see what the options are for moving this idea forward that was kind of shelved for a little bit just because of lack of knowledge of how it works. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we found the person to kind of put those missing pieces in. We are also contacting the aquatics director to see if there are opportunities for staff to use Blatt, especially its pool. I know we all miss the Blatt gym, but we're trying to see if we can just get a little inch to give. And luckily, Kelsey has some contacts, Kelsey Chambers. So we're using her and her sports contacts to see if, at the very least, could there be a time each week for staff and faculty to utilize the pool. So yeah, starting one place and then taking steps, maybe one day to get bigger and bigger, who knows. And then lastly, we're also continuing to look at how to potentially provide support, financial support for continuing education for staff. So most recently, we've met with Hillary Brandon and continuing education and conferences, and are looking for the next step to take that up to discuss the opportunities and ideas with Shannon Meads. A lot of things are in the works, some old things, some new things. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you all.
Professional Development Committee.
Hey, everybody. So just thanks again to our two guest speakers that came in today. Thank you guys so much for that information. Great job. We have our new Senator Brandon Brown from the Columbia School of Medicine is on the Professional Development Subcommittee. So his first meeting was last Wednesday, or 2 weeks ago. We took some time this past meeting to kind of review our charter to just ensure that we were meeting some of the goals that we had come up with earlier in the year. It looks good. We're doing a good job. We're working on securing a speaker from the Office of Professional Development to come for maybe May. Are we having a May meeting for sure? Okay. Yeah. So May, stand by. Our next meeting is on Teams Wednesday, March 19th at 2:30 p.m. I got an insider tip on my way here, that the community shop has like an influx of fresh strawberries. So once you're done here, stop by the community shop. They got like a whole pallet full of strawberries there. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's great. Yep, let's give her a round of applause. All right, community projects, come on down. And feel free to hit the, I know you have a lot of slides.
That's right.
Yep, you're good.
We have time, so just hit enter.
Yep, yeah, whatever.
All right, well, first, I want to say thank you to Amanda Manette. She has stepped up while Chakira is out to help kind of co-lead the Community Projects Committee. So thank you, Amanda. I'll let you start.
Welcome back.
So we have our first opportunity of this month for Friday, March 28th. It's Cocky's Reading Express at the Windsor Elementary, just about 22 minutes away from campus, so it's not too far in the Spring Valley area off of Two Notch. We need about 3 people to sign up. We'd really love to have someone, but the commitment, one thing to look at when you're signing up is 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. So it is a large commitment for when we're doing Cocky's Reading Express. So we have March 28th coming up. And then we also have on our next meeting, April 8th, we have our school supplies for the Student Success Center. And as you can see on the flyer, they are in need of different various supplies. And there's a QR code that takes you right to their Amazon wish list that you can just, if you wanted to buy right there online, they have their items listed with top priority. You can see which ones are their top priority, and then you can kind of filter down, see however many they need an item, if they need 3 or 4 or something, it's all listed right there online. So bring those supplies on the next one on April 8th.
Yes, and we did put some of these flyers on the table. We'll also send these to Michaela if you want to share the flyer with anybody, any of your constituents as well. Our upcoming volunteer opportunities in April, of course, bring school supplies to our next meeting for the Student Success Center. And then on April 23rd, we have another opportunity to volunteer with Cocky's Reading Express. This one will be at Harbison West Elementary. And again, about 3 to 4 opportunities for a staff member to come and volunteer with that event. And then on Friday, April 25th, we're going to be volunteering in the Sustainable Carolina Garden, which is right nearby campus. And then in May, on Saturday, May 17th, we're going to be doing another street cleanup. This was a picture from our last cleanup. And on Wednesday, May 28th, we are going to be donating all of our tabs to the Ronald McDonald House. And we're going to get a tour and take a picture with some of their staff. And then we actually will also work on a meal prep for the families that are staying there. So that'll be a 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. time frame. So we'd love for everyone available to come to that. And of course, we are taking tab donations through that time frame. We probably will keep this up next year as well. So always keep those canned tabs because we do really like collecting these for Ronald McDonald House. And we have one sign up link for all of these. So we're going to send that to Michaela and communications team so that we can send that out and you can send that to all of your constituents. So we've got a packed spring, but we may do a little bit more just donating and collecting things over the summer. So we wanted to have a lot of volunteer opportunities through the end of the spring semester. So thank you.
Thank you. And then I'll add on, Alexis, just one piece of the big event at USC. It's hosted within the Division of Student Affairs and the Leadership and Service Center, where it is supposed to be the entire community coming together to serve. And that's coming up on March 29th. So that's relatively soon, which is Saturday, March 29th. But I'm going to add it to your list. And then that way, if you all have or want to serve in different capacities, that'll be another opportunity that we can add. And we would love to have staff Senate representation at all of these things. So if you're able, just with your schedule, even if it's just one, that helps and that helps us serve in our community. And so we really appreciate it. Bylaws. No report. All right, staff awards and recognition. Come on up.
Appreciation Committee has been working really hard along with the subcommittees as well. Our committee have, ordered the food for, Staff Appreciation Day. I know initially I said to the body, the Senate body, that we would send that out, but we just thought it was easier to just go ahead and to decide that ourselves. We selected the pulled chicken, pulled pork, pulled jackfruit, assorted barbecue sauces, coleslaw, sliced cheese platters, pickles, bagged chips, cookies, and bottled water. That we were given 3 options, so we felt that this was the best option. We as staff appreciation committee, logistics and decoration committee would like to solicit volunteers. I know that everyone or most of us are serving on subcommittees, but we are talking about the official day of the Staff Appreciation Day, that we will be soliciting volunteers to sign up to help with setup breakdown. I believe we got some people to sign up for this, but we'll send out another sign up list for that day. Setup breakdown, maybe even staff senator ushers. If we are able to get t-shirts this year just for us like we did last year, that would be great. Just as the body t-shirt Senate. That way we can assist staff greeting and any questions they may have on that day, like where's the food, where are the games, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, we'll have Pelicans again. We did secure Pelicans again through Aramark. I believe that's it right now. Oh, logistics also secured parking for us on Saturday today. Parking at Bull Tree Garage for staff with a valid USC permit. Same as last year. If you didn't attend last year, we secured parking for logistics. Kim Rose and her team were able to secure.
Do we know if that'll include our Columbia campus as well as Greenville staff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Gonna share, entertainment subcommittee, information. First of all, I voted for chicken fingers and I did lose as far as chicken. It's okay though. I'm the one who voted for chicken fingers. That's okay. We are still a work in progress. As far as the entertainment, we've had some great meetings about this so far as our subcommittee. We have the competition for the staff design that's in full swing. We're going to check on, this week to kind of see what some of these look like. But definitely excited about that. And that staff design is going to be likely either on a rally towel or a tote bag. We're trying to figure out prices and we have to do all of that. But it would be a clear tote bag if we could get the image to show up on that. So you could take it to athletic events and things like that. So that's a goal right now. We are going to be doing lots of music. Line dancing is definitely something we're looking at doing. Sandstorm probably 5 or 6 times during the reality. Audience games and participation. Karaoke would be great. That's been suggested. I have no idea how we'll do that logistically, but we're still thinking. Going to try to have a raffle every half hour to keep people there. We want people to stay. We want them to have something to do the whole time. And so we're looking at, prizes, things like that for that.
And we may be able to do it more often in the past. Now that we've secured the funds for that, because we were able to secure the $1,000 for gift cards this year. Yay.
Yeah.
So we'll have more prizes this year.
Every 15 minutes. Let's see, we are going to have some guest stars. We're working on getting some of the coaches. It depends on their availability. A lot of them are recruiting during this particular time. If we have a large number of coaches, we may do a coaches panel, which would be really cool. And we want to highlight some of, of course, we'd love to have Dawn there and the new national championship trophy she'll be bringing. But we would love to have also beach volleyball and, equestrian and some of these sports that maybe are lesser attended, but we should all appreciate it. And remember that these coaches are staff members too. So we want to try to highlight, some of the famous coaches if we can, but also all the coaches that are willing to give their time that day. So that's definitely something we're looking forward to. I volunteered to be the MC, which I think probably a lot of you, I am the shyest senator here. I don't think I've even seconded a motion yet, which is actually something I've been looking forward to doing.
But I'm kind of shy, like in a setting like this, but you put me in front of like 5,000 people and a whole different personality kind of comes out. I've actually been the host of the Columbia Korean Festival since 2012. We usually get about 10,000 people that come to that event, so I'm not like intimidated by large crowds. So I am looking forward to that. I hear last year's MC was awesome, so I have big shoes to fill, but I am looking forward to the opportunity to bring joy to the staff in that role as MC. That is, I think, all I have.
Do you guys have any questions? Thank you.
Scholarship and fundraising. Come on down.
All right, for scholarship and fundraising, we are actively seeking donation items for the silent auction in conjunction with Appreciation Day. And we have a letter that we can share with you, signed by Megan. What I've been doing with mine is putting a little note with it that says, you know, my name, if you approach a business, if you know someone who owns a business and might donate, or you have that connection, I give them Megan's letter and then a little note from myself, introducing myself and just saying that I can pick it up, or, you know, stop by or whatever. If I stopped by and dropped it off, I can stop by and pick it up. So, so if you have any businesses that we could solicit and you wouldn't mind doing it, if you have a personal relationship with them, then I'll send you the letter. But if you just have a suggestion, then feel free to send me all kinds of stuff into my inbox, and I'll try to work and get to them, and or share it with my committee, and maybe we can split up approaching those businesses. And then we're asking all senders to share the Staff Senate gift for Garnet. That is wonderful that development secured those little Lego things, and hopefully they're not out yet, but I sent my $50 in right away because I want a Lego. A Garnet cocky Lego. And so so you can give to any fund and get that, but we would appreciate if you gave to the Staff Senate fund, and that's open now to give. And of course, there'll be the big push closer to the March, what's that day? 26th. If you do it ahead of time. Yes, early giving. So there is a benefit to early giving. And then and we still have stocks to anybody who gives to our funding that we need to send out. And then I think that's about it. But if you'll please share the Garnet, and thank you, Michaela, for rewording some of that so we can send out with all of our Staff Senate wording.
Thank you for your leadership with that.
Sure.
All right, now that, thank you co-chairs for all of the updates. We are in a busy season of Staff Senate, and so now we're gonna move into our order of business. Do we have any business to attend to? Nope. Seeing none, we are going to now move into announcements and good of the order. So now is the time for any updates, announcements, notices. And if you do have an announcement, if you don't mind coming up, just for, sorry, Chris, for the people online to hear you through the microphone.
We were all here. This will save an email. The question was raised for Carolyn Lagarde about staff, about the USC Staff Awards Program, and she already answered me. And so about whether or not, or how communication was going to be sent to all of the staff. She said that they are planning a communication, they are working on a communication plan right now, and they're going to include the announcement in the USC Today, as well as their HR supervisor newsletter that they send out. They are hoping to have a message from the president. I don't know if embedded in that or he's going to send something out. But she also hoped that we would all, when it came out, then forward that on to our constituents to make sure they saw it. So if it's in USC Today, forward that to all of your constituents saying, hey, hope you didn't miss this kind of thing. Or if you found that some of my constituents don't get USC Today. However, I haven't signed up for that. So if we could go that route.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you, Chris. Oh, one question.
Oh.
Yes, Chris received an award.
Well, thank you. I received the Jennifer Wilson Excellence in Middle Level Teaching Award. For those of you
Yeah. Congratulations.
from the South Carolina Middle Level Association, and for those of you who've been here for a while may have known Dr. Wilson. She taught in the College of Ed until her untimely passing, and this award is in her memory because of what an excellent colleague she was at her time of before in passing. And I got to work with her when I was at Columbia College, and so it meant even more that I knew her and was inspired by her. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Other announcements, updates, questions for the body? I did want to share, I wanted to see if Senator Newton was here. I don't. Senator Bree Newton was able to secure a wonderful position outside the university and will no longer be with us post-March. So if you have any connections, please reach out to them, congratulate them, and we are really excited to see all that she's going to be doing. But yeah, she'll be leaving our USC community. So we really thank Senator Newton for all that they have given this past year. And then look forward. So student affairs, that means they're going to have they have 5 seats total, but 4 open seats for their division this coming term. Any other questions? Announcements? Y'all are doing great work. I think, again, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your advocacy. Please talk with your leadership about the important things that matter to the staff experience as a whole, but also to just your unit and what your constituents need and have shared. And if you have any questions, please connect with us, but we will prevail. We will rise. And if you have anything moving forward, just connect with us and we're happy to help. All right. With that, with all business, okay, we have our alert system. Did that shut off everything?
It's connected to the system, and it's just a test.
Okay. The communication works. All right. With all business and announcements concluded, is there a motion to adjourn? Okay, Senator Rose. Is there a second? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. All right, the ayes have it. Thank you. Thank you all those online for tuning in.